that's just happened here recently, and I'm not sure if everybody's aware of it, but Beaumark and the Okotoks Oilers have taken a major jump into what I would call an interesting model, and it'll be interesting to see how it works. They've hired a full-time U18 hockey coach, and part of his role is going to be the development of the coach's curriculum for all of the teams, as well as creating a guiding wheel, Wally. Much kind of what I think you when you mentor, you try to do. So the fellow they hired is Mark Peterson, and it'll be interesting to watch how it works in the realms of the Quadrant hockey program, because it'll all come down to, in my opinion, all come down to how good he is at working with other coaches, as well as leading what I would call an association culture, and whether that's the behavioral part of the hockey or the tactical part, but that just happened a week ago, and so it'll be interesting to watch how it affects the Beaumark Oilers.
Now, is that just at the U18 level, Kerry, or does it trickle down to the U15s, U16s, or whatever?
Well, he'll be responsible for helping guide all of the different levels
in the Okotoks AA, AAA organization.
Yeah,
okay.
Men's and also the women's, because it's a little different because they have the boys and the girls together. So that's 6 teams, I would imagine, is it not?
I would think. Don't know for a fact either way.
Yeah, and so, and of course, a lot of their kids, they have a daytime program. A lot of their kids are coming from, they actually bill it there from Chestermere, and all around that area there too. So, it'll be interesting to watch because, they were having lots of trouble the last couple of years keeping some of their top players from heading to all the sports schools.
Yeah.
And I believe, Wally, that, the number one reason people leave to go to sports schools is they in their minds, they don't think that their kids are going to get proper coaching in the Quadrant program, in boys anyways.
Yeah.
And, and it's so the model, or what they're trying to do is, and Mark is a former, like he's a 2-time Royal Cup winner. He's coached in like basically been coaching pro for the last 12 years. And he was a first-round draft pick of Montreal Canadiens. And, as a coach, it'll all come down to his, in my mind, the ethics of how he operates.
Well, Kerry, my question is, and I know Mark personally, is playing at a high level is a lot different than coaching at a low level. And I think his knowledge of the game and his ethical background will guide him well. That's the biggest problem of all. There's what I call technical coaching and ethical coaching.
Yeah.
And the combination of the two is the art of coaching the right way. Technical coaching only, without the ethics of development and managing the bench to create a team. If you don't have that, then you're not really developing. You're just coaching to win. You're not sticking to a process of growth and development. And you will more likely win doing that, as you know and Rick knows, because we've done it for years. It's just something that parents don't realize. And when you talk about the sports schools, I think there's an exodus of a number of players from the U15 girls GHC league, 3 or 4, maybe 5, that are choosing to go to sports schools. Um, and I know that 3 or 4 of them, they need a year of midget AA, U18 AA. They're not ready for the AAA team, but
Right.
because they didn't get invited and promised a spot, that's where they're going. And
Yeah.
some of them are going to find it more difficult to get ice time on the prep school teams because some of them are pretty darn good, and some of them are one line and 2 line teams anyway. So they're creating a little bit of a monster. They're going there expecting to play a higher level of hockey where they might not develop. And I know if they stayed and play U18 AA, the quality of coaching and development, staying home would
Well,
get them to the AAA level the next year.
always